Hi, I'm Max. Welcome to Timeline Movie Recap. Meet Hallam. Grown man on the outside, lost kid on the inside. Since his mom passed away, Hallam has made a second home out of a shabby little shed behind his house. Just him, his diary, and his collection of mom memorabilia. His daily ritual, pouring all his feelings into that diary, then sometimes drifting down to the lake where he and his mom used to hang out. In short, Hallam's not moving on, and he's not even pretending. All that isolation is turning Hallam into an even bigger weirdo, awkward, childish, and out of sync with everyone. One day, he spots two teens hooking up near his treehouse. Hallam suddenly channels his inner Animal Planet host, sneaking up on them like some deranged wildlife expert.
Joke? Wasn't it very fucking funny?
The couple freaks out and splits. The girl threatens to get her big brother involved. As for Hallam's dad, Julius, didn't waste a second before marrying Verity right after Hallam's mom died. That just makes Hallam miss his mom even more. Only his sister Lucy seems to actually care about him, so Hallam hides away in the treehouse they built together. Dinner time. The family gathers for an anniversary, Dad and Verity, and a going-away party. Lucy's about to jet off to Australia, escaping this circus once and for all. Hallam asks Verity how she met his dad. She says, "I was his secretary." Real original. Now Hallam's convinced Dad was cheating all along. For him, nobody replaces his mom.
They thought you were a prostitute.
Another Hallam hobby, spying on neighbors. Seriously, from watching new moms breastfeed to keeping tabs on Dad and Verity, this guy has boundary issues. With Lucy leaving the only person on Hallam's side, he spends the night in the treehouse, staring at a photo of his mom, hoping for a miracle. Next morning, Lucy heads off to Australia. Hallam is actually hiding on the roof of the house. Too proud to come say goodbye, Lucy tries to find him, but time runs out.
Lucy!
Classic move.
Lunch is ready.
At lunch, Dad and Verity announce it's time for Hallam to move out and be independent. Hallam refuses, hard. He heads to the lake to inspect his mom's old boat and finds a mysterious hole. Naturally, Hallam's brain goes full true crime. Maybe this wasn't an accident after all. When he tries to talk to his dad, Hallam overhears Verity calling him a burden, saying he's childish and messing up their lives. Hallam doubles down. Verity is the villain. Hallam corners his dad in the woods to deliver his sabotage theory, but Dad just tells him to grow up. That night, Hallam does his best Sherlock Holmes impression, digging through family paperwork for clues. He finds nothing. Hallam heads back to his beloved treehouse, only to see strangers hanging around. Instead of confronting them, he just hides in the bushes until they leave. When he finally goes inside, the place is trashed, and his mom's photo is defaced. Turns out, it's revenge from the big brother of that girl Hallam busted earlier. Lucky for Hallam, his diary and all his mom's keepsakes are untouched. The next morning, Hallam tries to protect his box of memories by hiding it in his closet. But in his rush to answer a call from Lucy, he leaves the key out. Of course, Verity finds it. She opens the box and reads Hallam's diary, discovering all his secret thoughts, obsessions, and even some uncomfortable feelings about Verity herself. She photocopies the strangest pages, the ones that really show just how complicated Hallam's emotions are. After the call with Lucy, Hallam goes back to the lake to keep investigating his mom's boat. He checks the leak, grabs a hammer, and makes his own hole to compare. In his mind, this is proof. Someone did this on purpose. Then Verity shows up at the treehouse. She politely asks to come up. Hallam refuses, but Verity climbs up anyway. Up there, she starts reading aloud from the photocopied diary, putting all of Hallam's feelings for her out in the open. Verity, now fully aware, tries to talk Hallam into letting go of his mom's death. Hallam, losing control, accuses Verity of murder. Verity just laughs, which pushes Hallam over the edge. Because nothing says, "I need therapy," quite like strangling your stepmom in a treehouse. With Verity gasping for air, she suddenly does a complete 180. Verity decided to use Hallam's feelings for her, and this is what Verity did. Hallam, being just a normal guy, finally gave in, and Verity herself got caught up in the moment. So they ended up sleeping together. After coming to her senses about what had happened, Verity told Hallam to hurry up and move on with his life in the city alone, because there was always a chance this could happen again, and also to protect Hallam's relationship with his beloved father. Start a new life in the city. If he stays, they'll just end up in an endless loop of family drama. Hallam, lost as ever, listens and leaves. No plan, no idea what to do. One night, a stranger offers him drugs. Hallam says no, then gets stopped by police. From attempted murder to refusing drugs, Hallam really is hitting all the squares on his troubled youth bingo card. He panics, runs, and eventually hides out in a tiny generator room, waking up the next day surrounded by rats. Hallam spots a woman who looks way too much like his dead mom. He follows her, creepy but on brand, straight to a fancy hotel where she works HR. Hallam kept staring, and eventually, he caught the woman's attention. She then asked if he needed something. Hallam says he needs a job. She gives him a business card and tells him to apply. Hallam just stands there like Windows 98 trying to load. Kat, feeling sorry for him, gives Hallam a kitchen job on the spot. Because who needs background checks when you've got a face that screams, "I live in a tree"? Hallam takes the job. But even after work, he keeps following Kat around whether she's out on a date or just heading back to her apartment. Stalking has basically become Hallam's hobby, just like he used to do back home with people in his own house. One day, Hallam realizes Kat isn't home. Naturally, he breaks into her apartment because why not? From there, he discovers he can spy on her from the hotel rooftop. He finds out Kat is a widow, but suddenly, Hallam barely escapes out the window. He now has a new spying spot, direct view to Kat's place. The next day, Hallam sneaks up to the hotel roof during break. Perfecting his professional stalker routine. But on the way back down,
Who are you?
he's caught by John, the hotel director, who says only office staff are allowed upstairs. Hallam pretends to listen, but starts creeping on Kat at night instead. And he often crashes on the rooftop of that hotel. One night, Hallam spots Kat getting cozy with another guy. He rushes to her place, peeking through the window. That's when he realizes the other man is John, her married boss. Nothing says HR violation like sleeping with your boss while being watched by your ex-treehouse neighbor. Hallam, crushed by Kat's affair with John, tries to move on. Spoiler, he can't. Instead, he files a police report accusing his stepmom of murder. Because sure, why not? After that, he goes right back to his favorite hobby, spying on Kat from the hotel roof. But here's the messed up part: this is what actually happens.
Nice place you got.
John catches him. Realizing Hallam knows his secret, John threatens to report Hallam's peeping Tom activities. But Hallam, true to form, flips it, threatening to expose John's affair with Kat. John loses it and fires Hallam on the spot. In Hallam's world, getting fired is just another way to collect dirt on your boss. Blackmail, not just for adults anymore. Out of options, Hallam goes nuclear.
Hi.
Evening, sir.
Hallam's.
Before leaving, he sneaks into John's office, grabs his home address, and shows up at John's house, pretending it's for work. John instantly knows what's up and decides not to fire Hallam after all. Now Hallam actually starts working hard. Kat notices and promotes him to hotel porter.
Hi, Raymond.
But old habits die hard. Hallam still spies on Kat. He catches John visiting her again, and of course, Hallam's outside the window, watching the whole thing play out. He spends his 18th birthday alone, reading an old letter from his mom and missing her even more. Imagine turning 18, and your only birthday tradition is stalking your boss and getting dumped. Happy adulthood, Hallam? At work, Hallam looks completely dead inside, until
Happy birthday.
A coworker suggests Hallam should celebrate at a club since he's finally legal. Hallam's unsure, but Kat insists.
But absolutely no work talk.
Kat, proud of how far Hallam's come, celebrates her birthday at a bar, just the three of them, with one of her coworkers. The coworkers get blackout drunk and leave early, so it's just Hallam and Kat.
Cheers.
Hallam asks if she's dating John. Kat denies it, says John's married. They keep drinking.
I like creepy guys.
Eventually, Kat invites Hallam back to her place.
You're coming with me.
He hesitates, but she pulls him in anyway. When they get back to the apartment, Hallam feels awkward. This is all new territory for him. Kat, drunk, starts dancing around. Then Kat, just like that, Hallam responds by saying,
Please don't touch me. I'm gay.
"Yeah, when you're this socially hopeless, might as well pretend you're not even playing the same game."
Bullshit.
Kat, picking up on how clueless Hallam is, asks if he's ever been with anyone. He dodges the question, and they just fall asleep next to each other, awkward as ever. Would you have done the same in Hallam's shoes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The next morning, Hallam apologizes at work for what happened. Kat is all business. Let's keep things professional.
Okay. Sure.
Hallam goes back to work. After that, he's sent to deliver a suitcase to room 405.
Hello?
Hallam enters room 405. Nobody's inside, then suddenly,
There's nobody here.
turns out Kat wants to talk about last night. She apologizes, says she was out of line, and tells Hallam to just forget it. But then,
I'm joking.
because nothing says forget it like inviting someone to your hotel room for a talk.
What do you call it?
What? Hey, Willie.
My pussy.
They end up making out and finally sleep together in the hotel room. It took Hallam 18 years, a dead mom, and enough awkward pauses to finally lose his V-card in a hotel with his boss. If this isn't a coming-of-age story, I don't know what is. And yeah, happiness doesn't last long. John finds out that Kat's been bringing another guy into the hotel room. Hallam, still on his stalker habits, catches them fighting. Kat and John are really going at it and follows them all the way to the window of Kat's apartment. When John starts getting rough with Kat, Hallam... Of course, Hallam showing up is a terrible idea. John immediately exposes Hallam's creepy little secret, telling Kat that he's been spying on her from a distance this whole time. That's it, Kat is instantly turned off and totally disappointed in Hallam.
Just leave me alone.
Hallam gets fired, and now he's just aimlessly wandering the streets. Kat shuts all her windows. Hallam finally tracks down Kat, ready to spill everything about himself and why he's been spying on her. Kat brings him over to her apartment, but it's not exactly a warm welcome. Hallam gets the full interrogation treatment, completely exposed and nowhere to hide. Kat is even more shocked when she finds out Hallam also used to spy on his dad and stepmom. Hallam finally admits he's only been obsessed with Kat because she looks so much like his late mom. That's when it clicks for Kat. Hallam's basically just a lost kid. She actually feels sorry for him. So she starts talking about what adult life is really like. Sometimes it's sweet, but most of the time it's a mess. She's gone through a bunch of relationships, and when you get older, commitment isn't so simple anymore. She even admits that, yeah, there are days she just wants to give up. In the end, Kat forgives Hallam and lets him stay over at her apartment that night.
You don't have to go if you don't want to.
Later, Hallam shows her a photo of his late mother. Yeah, the resemblance is uncanny. He even brings out his mom's old dress. Before long, Kat puts on the dress to help Hallam feel close to his mom again. Then,
Are you okay?
Hallam breaks down in tears. Damn, even my cold, dead heart feels that one. And yeah, real men cry too. Life's rough, man. After everything that's happened, their relationship finally starts to heal.
Hello.
Now that they truly understand each other. And yeah, happiness doesn't last long. One day at work, Hallam's friend calls. His parents are at the hotel. Hallam's dad wants to sell their late mother's house, blaming a great business opportunity, but really, he's in debt and now walks with a cane. To make things worse, Verity has told Dad everything about what happened in the treehouse. Thankfully, Dad handles it calmly and doesn't blow up at Hallam. Hallam is furious about the house and everything coming out with Verity. So, in true Hallam fashion, he heads home, face painted, planning to kidnap Verity and end it all at the lake. But at the last second, Hallam's conscience takes over. If your murder plan gets derailed by a guilty conscience, you might not be cut out for a life of crime. After all the chaos, Hallam's dad finally opens up. He misses his wife too, but Verity had nothing to do with her death. All of Hallam's wild theories? Just that, fantasies. For the first time, Hallam lets himself accept the truth and starts to move on. Hallam returns to the city, determined to finally have a real relationship with Kat, but reality bites. Kat's already moved on with a new guy. Hallam isn't even allowed into her apartment anymore. So much for that big new start. Kat tells Hallam, "We're just not meant to be. You're too young. Go live your life." So, Hallam finally grows up a little, accepting reality, even if it's not the ending he wanted. So, what's the takeaway from all this? If your life falls apart, blame everyone else. Lost your mom? Blame dad. Dad remarried? Blame the stepmom. Still miserable? Blame the universe. And if none of that works, just lock yourself in a treehouse and wait for a miracle. And hey, if you're lonely, you could always try stalking. Hallam did. Friends, neighbors, even HR. Because sometimes the real villain isn't the world. Sometimes it's just you being weird, man. So before blaming the universe, maybe try getting out of the treehouse, taking a shower, and acting normal. If you can. Still want more tragic weirdos like Hallam? Smash subscribe and let's be miserable together. See you in the next absurd story. Cheers.
All I need to do is suck the duty manager's cock.